Thanks, buddy. Appreciate you. What's going on? What's up, buddy? First of all, I want to thank you. I want to thank Coach Mulling, the entire staff, and I also want to thank all of you for just really giving me this opportunity to talk to you. It's funny just walking in and just getting hit with the smell. Like you forget like those little things about football. And you guys take it for granted because you're in it. You know, you're in practice. You're doing these. You know, you're busting your butts. You're aching, and you're kind of like, I can't wait for this to be over with. Can't wait to start playing games. And I just want to encourage you while you're going through this right now, just really like take a moment to really fall in love with the process. Fall in love with the process. Take advantage of the opportunity you have and love what you're doing. And part of that is just loving the process. Too many people get so obsessed with the final destination, and then they just kind of sleepwalk their years through college, and then before you know it, you wake up and you're done. So that's kind of my introduction for you. I'm not going to keep you too long because, again, part of sitting where you guys have sat, you guys, started camp August 1st? Yeah, August 1st. And I know you're probably just like, I just want to get back to the room, put my feet up, get on Instagram, whatever. Back when I was playing, it was like, I don't know, what was the game? I don't even know the video games that we played, Madden, probably the same games as you guys. But yeah, we couldn't wait to do that. But a couple of things I want to tell you guys or talk to you guys about. I want to share my story with you. And just real quick, just so you guys know, I grew up in the suburbs. Grew up, both my parents had a brother, never went to jail. I don't have this crazy, story that you hear, in the movies by any stretch of the imagination. But I do believe that we all have a story to tell. So I'm going to share parts of my story with you, but I'm doing it because, I just love storytelling. There's a lot of lessons that we can all learn through storytelling. But also, I want you guys to understand that you guys all have a story to tell. Never underestimate the power of your story. So, born and raised Schenectady, New York. Who's from Schenectady? Who's from the area, capital region? Okay, 518. So, born and raised Schenectady, New York. Went to Bishop Gibbons, small Catholic school. My graduating class had 64 kids. Junior, senior year, we went 2-7. We sucked. So I won 4 games my junior and senior year. And, but it was about going into my senior year, that summer, my coach, he came up to me, came to my parents and said, hey, I want you guys to, I want to bring Kito to one of these showcases. Never heard of a showcase. We were lost when it came to recruiting. We had no idea I actually thought I was going to play basketball. I was like, okay. My parents gave him a check. He brought me across. And again, I didn't know what I was doing. He just said, Kito, coach is going to tell you to do certain things. Do your absolute best. I was like, all right, cool, I can do that. Get there, first thing, run the 40. Oh, I got wheels, 4.5, 40, whatever it was at the time. Again, 6'2", though, wide receiver. Ran a 4.5. Then they were like, okay, run some routes. Running some routes, catch the balls, do your vertical, did that. Do the cone drill, did that. Go bench 220, go lift. I was like, coach, I've never lifted a weight in my life. Didn't do too well on that. But my point is, as I was doing those drills, I actually started noticing a crowd of coaches around, college coaches around my high school coach. And it was in that moment where afterwards, just fast forwarding a little bit, I'm driving home with my coach and he said, Kito, you just changed your life. Like, what are you talking about? I had some shorts on, t-shirt, I was just running around, just doing what I love. What are you talking about? This changed my life. Because you just changed your life because what's going to end up happening is if you stay the course, you're going to earn yourself a full athletic scholarship. Do you know what that means? Like, now just so you guys know, I grew up in a home where education was stressed, hard work was stressed. There was never a doubt of me going to college. That was never an issue. Like, I was going to go to college. That's just the kind of home, I'm not bragging, that's what I was used to. So for him to say that, I'm like, all right, cool, what's this mean? But what it meant, though, was the fact that I had an older brother in college, and he was very smart, very successful in his own right, but he's paying full dime to go to college. And now all of a sudden, I'm able to provide that financial relief to my parents. And I was able to go to college for free. And as Coach mentioned, though, I went to Boston University year one, 1AA. They cut the football program after my freshman year. And I had a choice to make, either continue to play, to stay at the school, they're gonna honor my full ride. I could stay there, just chill. Or I could move on to another school. I chose to move on. I went to Northeastern University, finished up, got my degree there. And along the way while I was there, I met Coach Don Brown. And Coach Don Brown right now is the defensive coordinator at Michigan. Dude's a bad man. I love Coach Brown. And I remember it was vividly in practice one day, you guys, where are my wide receivers and where are my DBs at? All right. You guys do one-on-ones? Yeah. DBs cheat. You hold, you grab, you do all types of stuff and get away with it. So one day in practice, I was pretty good, but I never fully lived up to all of my capabilities. But again, I was there on full ride. But I kind of always relied purely on my talent. I didn't have that work ethic. And the thing about talent alone, is a lot like, milk, bread, eggs, yogurt. What eventually happens with those types of foods? They spoil, they go bad, they have an expiration date, right? Same thing is with your talent. Eventually, talent alone is not going to keep you at that level, or even at this level. I know you guys are in tryouts right now. Many of you guys picked up some habits along the way in high school. Maybe you were the best player on your team, just chilling, getting by. That ain't gonna cut it at this level. So anyway, one of my first lessons in college was we're doing a one-on-one drill, and I'm doing my thing, and a lot of times I would just beat my guy. Again, not saying I was an All-American, but I was good. And then one time they put one of the DBs up, always talking, TJ. He actually ended up playing professional in Canada. But he gets up on me. We battle it out. And coach, I was having a bad practice, to be honest. I was just in we all do it. Just had a bad practice. I was in a slump. But we go head to head, and sure enough, I run a fade or whatever it was. He's holding the hell out of me. He just is. But incomplete pass, and I would have been fine, but then he kind of stands over me, talking trash. Everybody getting all his, because he's old, upperclassman, getting all the DBs pumped up. Yeah, what, Kito, what? I'm like, okay. So I was pissed. I was like, oh. And that moment though lit a fire. I was on fire. So I was like, yo, run it back. And then I go right back, and then TJ's kind of running off to the side. I was like, nah, dog, get out here. And I'm using different words. I mean, but you know how y'all bark at each other. I was like, get out here. And then he's kind of back. I was like, no, come up on the line, and I'm running the go route. And long story short, I smoked the hell off him off the line, caught the ball, scored. Coach Brown, he was our head coach, but he also coached the DBs. Always had a little affection for those guys. I took the ball, threw it, talking all types of trash, and out of nowhere, I just feel this guy coming up on me, chest out, and this in my face, and he's just letting me have it, spitting all over me. And basically, he's mad at me because where's that effort? Where's that passion? Where's that drive? Where's that commitment to excellence all the time? Right? So he let rips into me. But then the good thing about Coach Brown, he pulls me aside, afterwards he put on his little show. 3 minutes later, comes over, pulls me aside and he says, Kito, here's the thing, man. You have to be on you have to be on fire all the time. You can't flip a switch when you feel like it. You know what I mean? You can't just say, okay, you did me dirty, I'm gonna show you. You gotta have that dog in you all the time if you wanna be great, right? And that's always stuck with me. And so whether it's playing football, trying to go to the D1 level, whether it's grades, whether it's your relationships with people, whatever the case may be, you gotta have that dog in you. You gotta bring out your absolute best, because there are people actually who are relying on you to bring your best, and it's gonna inspire them to come up and meet you on your level. So that's the first story, one of the stories I wanted to share, with college. And I know you guys are celebrating your 50th year football, right? So you guys have a great opportunity. You know, I spoke about my dad earlier. Well, my dad, you know, in our house, he was the type of person where I would observe. So he would always like let people borrow his stuff, his car, right? Let him borrow his car. And a lot of times he would get so mad if they return the car. Let's say he gave him the gas on full, they bring the car back on E. You know, the cars, you know, it was spick and span when he gave it to him. It's dirty when they return it. And he's like, man, these people, and he always would tell me, he's like, Kito, if you borrow somebody's stuff, like return it in better hands than you got it, right? So many of you guys right now, maybe this is your second year with the team. Maybe it's your first year with the team. How'd you guys finish last year? Well, say what? 1-9, right? So kind of sticking with that analogy, you guys have a great opportunity right now. How are you guys going to lead the program? For the next person that comes up behind you, what kind of condition are you going to be giving it to them in? Is it going to be a program that won the conference, send a couple people to D1, D2, D3? What's it going to be? It's your decision. You have a very clear choice right now. You guys can decide whether or not this season is going to be historic, it's going to go down in the record books, or it's going to be forgotten. What's it going to be? I'm asking, is it going to be historic, or is you guys going to be forgotten? So what's it going to take for you guys to be historic? Hard work is going to require for you guys to be committed to the process. It's going to be required for you guys to be athletes. See, I hear a lot of people say that because they play a sport, just because you put on a helmet, shoulder pads, because you can run a couple routes, you can tackle a couple people. Playing football, playing sports does not make you an athlete. Being an athletic does not make you an athlete. Being an athlete is a mindset. What kind of mindset are you approaching? That means you're going to be deliberate with your decision making. Are you taking care of your body? Are you eating right? You going to bed early, waking up early? Are you hitting the books? Here's a quick tell you guys right now, I don't care how good you guys are. If you guys aren't handling business in the classroom, I know all the coaches tell you this, but I'm just telling you because I lived it. I was there. Coaches do not want to babysit you guys. So if they're looking at your transcripts, if they're thinking about recruiting you, they will not recruit you if they realize that, we may get him in, but we're going to have to watch him. We're going to have to babysit him all the time. He's not worth it. And they're not going to recruit you. It's just that simple. So be an athlete. Like, I need you guys to be an athlete, make good decisions, take care of business in the classroom, but also sacrifice. You guys, this should become natural for you guys because you guys are already doing it, right? Sometimes if you're a wide receiver, I know I keep bringing up wide receiver, but sometimes you're a decoy. D lineman, you're not always going to be able to sack the quarterback. It may be for you to plug a hole and let the linebacker fill the gap. Maybe you're the decoy on the reverse so that the quarterback, whatever, there's all types of analogy. So being an athlete, part of that is sacrifice, being a good teammate. So what kind of teammate are you guys? Right? Teams that have historic seasons have athletes. So you got to really look yourself in the mirror. And then part of that is accountability, but not only to yourself, but to one another. You see you guys doing the wrong thing, not going to class, your roommate running late. Don't leave your roommate behind. Get up, man, let's go. Right? Accountability. These are all things you guys got to have if you guys want to be accountable. And I'm just going to leave you guys with this. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody, but how many of you are first generation college students? Look around if you guys are in the front. First of all, I just want to give all of you guys a round of applause. Let's clap them up for them. Because just for some of you guys who don't know, that's basically my definition of a first generation college student is this. I grew up in a house, both my parents graduated college. My older brother, he was in college while I was in high school. I had nothing. It was, like I said, it was expected for me to go to college. It was no, you're just gonna hang out. That was just, it was built into me. I had examples. It was built into me. So the reason why I wanted to give you individuals a round of applause is, and I want your teammates to acknowledge you guys, is because you didn't have an example. And yet you're still here. And I don't know what your faith is, but I'm just gonna tell you right now, God didn't bring you this far just to bring you this far. I'll tell you a quick story. High school football, Coach Brown again. We were on our first, he came over and it was like my junior year, I got him as our head coach because our other coach left. But we were on our first road trip. We're sitting in breakfast, kind of he and ha-ha, everyone just, game wasn't until 1 o'clock. It was like 9 o'clock in the morning. So we just talking, it's loud though. And he wanted to set a tone. But we were just talking and we weren't focused on what we were there to do, the task at hand. Out of nowhere, Coach Brown stands up. There's all kinds of talking in here. It's like, this is the business trip. This is the business trip. Get your minds right. Take your headphones off, stop talking. I don't want to hear a peep. Quiet the rest of the way. So what I want to stress to you guys is, yes, enjoy your time here and, love the process. I'm not saying always be serious, but have a laser focus about what you are doing and understand that this is a business trip, what you guys are on right here. It's 2 years. Congratulations, get that associate's degree. Bang it out, go on, get your bachelor's degree. Bang it out, go on, get your master's degree. Yeah, I said it, bang it out. Go on, get your PhD. Because in case anyone in your family has never said it, I believe in you, and you guys need to believe in yourselves and understand you deserve to get that. You took the first step, but don't let this be the last step, right? You've had a lot of people over the years who have invested in you, whether it's financially, whether it's praying for you, sleeping up at night, stressing over you, carting you around, right? You owe them something, right? There's an old thing in stock, right? People invest in the stock market because they want a return on investment. Well, guess what? You got a lot of people who want a return on investment. Another way of putting it, I know when I was a kid, I asked my mom, can I get a candy bar at the convenience store? She's like, yeah, okay. She gave me like $1. The candy bar was 75 cents. And she said, bring me back my change. You got people right now saying, bring me back my change. They've invested in you, they've poured in you, they want a return on their investment. And one thing you can do to make sure you give them that return on their investment is understand that it's more than just you. This isn't life period, but what you're doing right now for your families. Again, this really goes to all of you, but particularly my guys, that this is you're the first ones of your family. You have an opportunity to forever change the trajectory of your family. You have, within your immediate family, you have old teammates, your school, just your community. They're looking at you. They're seeing, what's he gonna do? There are some people that are rooting for you, and you know damn well there are some people that are saying, he gonna be back. And it's not gonna be back with a degree. They're not expecting that from you. Prove them wrong. Right? Prove them wrong. You have a golden opportunity to do some great things. And in closing, I just want to encourage you guys, just understand that, yes, you're an athlete. You guys play football, but you're not just athletes. You're young men doing some amazing things. And you have an opportunity to really, like I said, leave an impact, not only here at Hudson Valley, but then really for your families. Remember that when you guys decide you want to cut corners. Remember that when you don't feel like going to class. Remember that it's not just about you. You got people counting on you. And that's all I got. I really thank you for your time. I wish you guys the best of luck this season. And I need more than one win. I need more, at least. I need a winning season. It's baby steps, right? But I need some W's because I want to cheer you guys on. And again, I really thank you guys for your time. Good luck.
Don Brown and I share